I'm so excited to introduce to you something that I've been wearing and loving for some time now, and I think you will too. For me, when I braid or teach or go throughout my day, style and comfort are a tie for my number one priority. And that's why I love Clove shoes. I mean, you can't spell clove without love. That's CLOVE. And they started making sneakers for the healthcare workers like nurses who need good support for long shifts on their feet. Same as in beauty and with creators, right? You're on your feet on the go all the time. And that's what these shoes are for. They're also waterproof and they wipe clean, so there's no worries about spills or stains from any products you use. And on top of that, they're super cute. And there's so many colors for you to choose from, so it'll go with any look you have. I'd love for you to try a pair, so I've got an offer code for you. Visit goclove.com/Karyne and use code CLOVEKARYNE, that's Clove, then my name, KARYNE, for 20% off your first pair. You might start collecting them like I do. That's Clove Karyne for 20% off your first shoe order at goclove.com/Karyne. Welcome to the Art of Braids. I'm your host, Karyne Tenard, and today is a solo episode. And it's about I'm more than my hands. We are more than our hands. And when we're dealing with grief, care, and reflection. And so this past week, um, this past week, we mourned the loss of our friend and comedian legend, Ray DeJean. And while I'm recording this, is literally 2 days. Yesterday was his birthday, so he passed the day before his birthday, and he was having a celebration on the 16th to roast him for his birthday, and he's not here for it. And so as in entrepreneurship, and you meet a lot of people. You meet different people who from different walks of life, and there's things that you grow accustomed, and you have a bond with these people. And I wanted to create this episode, or to record this episode, so we can reflect on how it is. We're human, and we're going to go through human emotions, some things that happen unexpectedly, and is to, also give the flowers to the people that you care about while they're here, and celebrate their life when they do pass. And one thing about Ray, he will bring people together. He definitely has a knack for that. And so I'm using this as another form of me grieve the loss of a friend. And of course, I didn't know uh I didn't know Ray for years, right? But I did know him. And for what I did know him to be, was a very hard worker. Like when he was injured, he literally was back and trying, like, you couldn't keep him still. And that was admirable, but it also is something that, as a entrepreneur and creative, we do need to rest. We do need to take the time to sit and heal while we're in recovery. And I know that's something that Like when you're a busy person and you're a go-getter and everything like that, it's it's really hard for you to really sit still and let days go by or like time go by while you're just like, okay, let me get something to do. And as you're listening to this episode, I want to remind you that life is very fragile and you have to take care of yourself, your body, um, and also tap in and check in with yourself. Like, are you okay? And honestly, I had to, I'm like, yo, there are so many things that I had going on. And with his passing, it was a reminder for me to work hard because that's what he was about, like working hard, efficient, like, you know, um, but also to see the things that I really want to do in life and do those things. And the things that are stressing me out or the things that I really want to say no to, I'm going to say no to, um, and remove myself because it will it won't do me no good or it does no one any good, um, pushing yourself or stretching yourself out to do stuff. And as I talk about like care, right? We talked about grief and to acknowledge your grief, but the care factor of like, how are we taking care of ourselves during those times, right? Like, I make sure that I go to the water, go work out, like getting those frustrations so that way so you don't sit in those feelings, feel the feelings, but don't sit in it because there's dark things that can happen in those times of just sitting in certain feelings. And of course, if you're someone who takes on the emotions of other people, it is good for you to go to like, go around trees and water and everything like that to regulate and ground yourself, um, while you're, sending your condolences and your prayers to the friends and family, like his wife, like his children, all of his really, really close friends. Um, they're going through it. And I'm like, my heart really goes out for his wife. She's very strong. She's always been there taking care of him. And I know how much of a toll that could be on, someone. And so it's just that can also like take a toll on like you, because for me, I'm like, he was such a like a good like a good person, as always kept you smiling and laughing. And it's like you start to remember all those times where you sat, you got advice, or you just had a good laugh um with certain people. And then it's just like, okay, they're not here anymore. And so you have to sit with that. And while that's happening, how are we taking care of ourselves? Right. And it's good. It's good to cry. It's good to take walks. Those things allow you to kind of like, it's the healing process, it's recovering. It's, well, not recovering really. It's more of the healing process of mourning the loss of someone that have been influential in your life. And then when we do some reflection, like what does that say? Like what are what what moments like that impact and infect how are you showing up today or how you want to show up tomorrow? And I think that's very relevant and very um insightful when you kind of like sit back and be like, hey, like am I happy with the things that I'm doing, all the things that I'm doing? Do I want to double down on certain things, or do I want to spend more time with certain people? Like, so you just kind of, your priorities start to fall in place when things like these happen. And I want to just let everyone know that you are human. You are not a robot. You have feelings. Um, and especially when you care about people genuinely, it's going to impact you. It's a real feeling, you know, and it's the fact that you know that you're still able to live for that person, right? Like, oh, if this person would, they would have told me this and this and that. And so that's the gift of memory, the gift of videos, the gift of camera, the gift of audio, the gift of pictures, because you can always review them, watch them, listen to their voices again, and remember those funny moments where you're just like, this. And so hold on to those. Hold on to those because it does keep them alive. So while you're braiding and as an entrepreneur or anything, like um, be mindful of when you are grieving and take the time necessary. If you need to still work, pace yourself, because it can get overwhelming and things just start to kind of like intertwine and entangle within itself, but also excuse yourself from certain things that you might have committed to, and to allow yourself to work on your heart, or work on your emotions, work on how you want to show up in life. And yeah, so yeah, this is going to be slow a slow month for me, but so happy birthday, Ray Dejon, aka Ray of Sunshine now. That's how I'll remember him, because he kept the smile. Like anytime he walked into the room, it was like laughter. Like he just had this thing of like always trying to make someone laugh, whether you liked it or not. And he was successful at that. So um, truly, truly one of a kind. So this is the Art of Braids. I'm your host, Karyne Tenor, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good one.